Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup routine. This is my everyday, well not everyday, but this is the makeup routine that I do. It's more geared towards acne prone textured skin like I have. Just a bit of a backstory on my skin. I've had acne my whole life, trying loads of different products and never really getting anywhere with it, but I ended up going on Accutane and I was and ahhing about going on Accutane for such a long time. And then was like, I just gave in because my skin ended up getting like really, not even just looked bad, but it was just getting painful. And I got to a point where I was like, yeah, no, I need to go on Accutane. So I was on Accutane, and I think there's this like misconception that everyone thinks after Accutane, your skin is perfectly cleared and you've got this glass skin. That's definitely not the case. It definitely cleared like my cystic acne, but I very much still have enlarged pores, very much still have textured skin, and my skin is definitely quite sensitive as well. I don't think it looks as red on the camera, but when I'm like playing about with it too much, it does start to get red. I was having rosacea for a bit as well, and that's kind of died down a little bit. And today I'm going to be using this e.l.f. one. As you can see, I need to get some more, but honestly for me, like a little really does go a long way. Like I try not to overdo it, and I will just put it in my T-zone, not all over my face, because the foundation that I'm going to be using is so lightweight that like I don't need to go crazy with the primer. And yeah, so I just like to just let that get a bit tacky, fan myself. Is the game changer for me. This is the game changer. The thing that is my holy grail. This is, and it's actually disgusting how long I've had this, but it hasn't finished. So for people with acne prone skin, go get this. The consistency, and if you've got sensory issues as well, this is just amazing. This really is amazing because it feels so, it's incredibly lightweight. Maybe I should stop putting it on. It's incredibly lightweight, but so full coverage for a skin tint. So I'm just gonna, because I'm nearly finished. And this is just the way I like to apply it. I just like to put a little bit. And sometimes if I want a bit of more of like a full coverage look, I really need to get some more. This really is what makes or breaks my makeup. Let me tell you, if you have acne prone skin, go get the Fenty Skin Tint. It's called the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint, and this is my holy grail. I used to be a beauty blender girl. I still am a beauty blender girl, but not for my foundation nowadays. For foundation, I'll just use a brush because it doesn't like take up the product. It doesn't soak up the product when I use a brush as much as a beauty blender. You need to use like a dense brush, okay? And then I like to bounce it like that. Instead of like, I like to just bounce it like that. Like I could do another layer now, but I really don't feel the need to. So I'm just gonna do that. What I do differently now compared to when I was younger is I actually like, surprisingly, even though I have oily skin, I really like using cream products. When you have oily skin and you're just putting powder on powder on powder on powder, it's way too much. And I've found with me anyway, that when I do just so much powder, the oils come through quicker throughout the day. And I don't know what the science is behind that, but that is what's been happening for me. But I'm finding when I'm putting the cream products on first and then lightly powdering over it, I just feel like it lasts throughout the day a lot better without the oils coming in so heavy, especially in the T-zone. So what I like to do is, as of lately, I've been using the Made by Mitchell cream bronzer, and my entire life I've never been able to figure out what shade of bronzer is right for me. But this is, I'm going to put this on now and I'm going to show you. This one is a lot more of a natural bronzer, and I like to go a little bit higher than the actual. You can barely see it, but when I blend that in, it's just going to look so much more like natural. So yeah, I like to put a little bit just here and here. I like to put a little bit on my nose, down here, that's a lot. And then here and here. I can't find the brush that I'm looking for. I'm just gonna use this. Ideally, again, because it's a cream, you want a more denser brush. This is the only dense one that I can find at the moment. This is not the one that I use. Anyways, you want a more denser brush, okay? When I say dense, as in like all the bristles are all together, it's not like, so this is what a fluffy brush is. That is gross. This is like a fluffy brush where it pans out and This is more for your powders, and this is more for your cream type of stuff, or foundations. What is that? Oh my god, I actually just coloured my hair. Like, yeah, you want a dense brush, and this one's fine. And what I like to do is, again, but I want to like just blend it into the same place that it was originally. Look at, oh yeah, I'm eating that down. Okay, and then again, you want to just, I was notorious for like literally painting my face. We're not painting the face, even though we are. We're not going to use those stroke methods. You just want to dab. And do you see what I mean about the contour? It's like, this is contour, not bronze. Like, bronze would be more of like a darker, deeper, richer, all over bronze look. This is a real contour. It's actually carving something out, right? So yeah, you just want to do that. Even technically, this isn't really the right brush, but because it's dense, it still works. So yeah, just bounce up down here again. Look how harsh that is, but when we blend it out, it's gonna look like that. So, and you can see all my skin coming through, and that is completely normal. Makeup is not supposed to be something that instantly gives you glass skin. That is not how that works. I mean, if you want to do your makeup that it comes out like glass skin, that is, I'm so jealous of you, and that's so amazing that you can even achieve that. But I've never been able to achieve that, and I think that's been my problem all my life. I've been wanting to cover up my acne and just achieve this clear, perfect glass skin, and it's just not achievable for a lot of people. So I think it's just so important to work with the features you've got, work with the textured skin you've got. You don't necessarily have to show the textured skin, but the textured skin will come through. If you have textured skin, it will come through. Okay. And then I just like to go up on my nose like that. And then with this, I'm not going to use this brush because you want to keep everything like localized. And if I use this here, it's not going to be localized, is it? It's going to be all over the nose. So again, because it's a cream thing, you want to use more of a denser brush. So I'm going to use a thinner, denser brush, which that's not really dense. With this, I do find it's easier to just drag it up, like drag it along, like bounce, but then also move up and down. So you're basically doing the strokes, but then also bouncing at the same time. And then here as well. And can I be so for real? I don't really look for perfection when it comes to my makeup. I just like slap it on and hope for the best. But I'm finding when I'm using less, when I'm being intentional about the products that I'm using, and I'm finding products that fit my skin, it is easy enough to be lazy with it because it's gonna look good regardless, you know? So I don't really care what order I do my concealer and blush in. Do it however you want to do it. I don't like to do it too high or too low. Just sit exactly where the cheekbone is. Actually, that is such a lie because I've done that all the way up there and that down here, but it's fine. Okay. And then again, you want to use more of a denser brush. Because it's a cream, you just want to keep it more in. I'm going to need more blush though. I really like this. This is cute. Okay. The next cream item will be concealer. I just like to use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I have two different shades. So I have one in shade 30 and then I have another one which is a bit lighter. And what I like to do, again, I won't be doing big triangles. Again, a little goes a long way. So that's what I like to do. And to be fair, when it comes to concealer, personally, I don't really go on my forehead in that. I'm not really that interested in putting it there. But when it comes to concealer, I do love to use a sponge, I'm not gonna lie. This is just a really dirty Real Techniques one. I like to let it get a little bit tacky, and I like to speed up that process by using a fan. Again, just little dabs. You don't want to be pulling anything. You just want to do little dabs. And if you feel like you need to put more concealer on top, that's completely fine. But just little literal dabs is what we're going for here. I used to use Huda Beauty powder, which I think is really good. But I'm finding that the more powder I use, when I bake, I feel like that's just more for high coverage type of makeup. Honestly, when I use less powder, I feel like I get less oily throughout the day, which again, someone told me the science of that. What I like to do with powder, I actually like to use pressed powder under my eyes. Again, I'm hitting pan with this. I'm using the Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and I like to just do that, and then I will set. Technically, this is baking, but like, I'm gonna wipe that off straight away. So I just like to use more of a pressed powder when I bake. Okay, and then let's get that, and then literally just wipe it up. Okay, perfect. Now I also want to set, we want to set the rest of the cream that we've done. A few different powders. This one's a little bit dark at the moment, but there's this MUA Makeup Academy bronzed matte bronzing powder that I like to use. This is in Solar 110. So I like to use this. It's more, how do I explain? It's more of a lighter, more of a contour type of colour. So I like to get a contour brush. So I'd like to get more of like a contour brush and just dab in there. Excess, and again tap over where we bronzed, tap over where we have done our contour. After this, I also like to bronze as well, so I like to go over this with my Milani bronzer. This is in the shade number 5 baked bronzer. I like to get a big fluffy brush, do that, and just go over. And I like to go over my eyes as well with this. These parts of my skin get pretty oily, so with just, I don't go in for more, just with whatever's left on here, I will just go over my skin. I love this shade. This is like a hot Barbie pink, but it's not too bright when you actually put it on your skin. So it's a Kiko blush, and it's in the shade 11 Smart Color Blush. Yeah, and I like to just get a blush brush, go in there, tap excess off, and stay in the area that I put the contour, stay in the area that I put the cream blush on. Oh my god, that is such a pretty colour. I love this one. And then it just intensifies it a little bit more, and it's also set the cream blush. It's like that shine is still coming through, even though we kind of have put a lot of powder on our face. We haven't put way too much where it's just completely matte. That shine is still coming through. It's more dewy, yet still powdered, if that makes sense. So I like to put the excess that's on the brushes, so for the blush and for the bronzer, I like to just go over my eyes, my eyelids. Just looks so cute. Just really lightly tap off excess, just dab forehead, just dab in those areas where we haven't powdered, just to stay all in place. And then my favorite part of this is to use a fixing holding spray just to get that all set in. So this is the Revolution Super Fix Super Hold Ultra Matte Fixing Mist. So I'm gonna just keep it quite far. I don't like to put too much on, just a little bit, just to like get that all set in place. And then I like to get my trusty fan in to make that dry a lot quicker, because I actually have somewhere to be right now. Okay, in terms of eyes, literally just mascara and lips. I'll just go through that and show you what I do. So I do tend to curl my lashes, but I do not recommend the lash colour that I'm using. I just haven't bought one since I actually said not to use this in my previous video, because I feel like this might have cut my eyelashes, but I'm going to be a bit risque and use it just because I haven't bought one yet. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes. And honestly, depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I will not even put lashes on. I will not even use any mascara. I will literally just curl my lashes and like leave it leave it like that. Sometimes I like to just put mascara on the end bits just to give it more of like a kind of look. But today I'm gonna coat all my lashes because it's just the vibe that I'm feeling at the moment. Haven't even done my brows yet, which is crazy. But they are kind of going out, and I just like to like coat the lashes on the top. I don't just like fully go into it. So I like to do that. So I'm just gonna let that dry, and I think I'm gonna do another coat as well. So I'm just gonna let that dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna do my brows. I just like to brush them through. When I use a pen, like this is the pen that I use, I feel like I do have quite a heavy hand. So what I like to do is just get one of these like eyebrow brushes. Get one of these brushes, and I like to just get the product from the pen, and this is how I'll fill them in. Got a little gap here, so I'm just gonna fill that in. See, I've got a really heavy hand, and then when that happens, I will just like brush it up. Love that. So it's still like, this is literally my other brow. Like it looks the same, but just more defined. But them days that I want to draw my eyebrows on, I will. Don't get me wrong. This is just more if I just quickly want to do my makeup. More everyday type of look. Okay, so that is pretty much like the eyes, brows, face done. Now it's just lips. I like to use the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, and I literally just like to put it on my nose. That's the only place I like to put it on. I'm not bothered too much here. I just feel like it just gets a bit annoying. So I feel like there's already shine there, and I just like to dab it on my nose. And a little bit on my Cupid's bow. It'll probably be better if I used a brush or something, but it's just the way I do it. I've got quite a prominent Cupid's bow, and I actually really like my Cupid's bow, and I like to show it off. I don't mind like accentuating it using, is it accentuating, is that the right word? That's what I like to do using a highlighter. My go-to for lips my whole life has been like a dark brown liner, and a lot of times I will do it quite harshly. A lot of times I'll do it where I'll line it quite like not as harsh and blend it out. I'm gonna put you on this one. This is the Barry M lip line. I'm gonna put you on two, and literally the only two that I use constantly. I've got the Barry M lip liner in chocolate. Oh my gosh, this is like an unreal lip liner. Yeah, the shade is in chocolate, and I love this lip liner. And this one's not as, it's still brown obviously, but it's not as, it's got, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's not lighter, it's like, let me show you the colours difference. So this is the chocolate one, and this is the other one. This is the Morphe brown lip liner in Bite Me, and I might actually use both. So if I start off lining my lips, and then I will get a brush and just blend it in. And then this is the one in Bite Me, and I'll just go over it again, the same areas. I'll be so for real, I rarely use both of them at the same time, but today I was feeling like using both. But it'll either be the Morphe one or the Barry M that I will use. And then I will just finish with a lip gloss. The one that I've been liking at the moment is the L'Oreal Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil. And this is just the cutest like pink shade. And again, not too much, just like a little bit. Just to Finish that off. And that is literally my makeup routine. Thing is with this look, it's enough for every day, but it can definitely be a night out look. It can definitely be accentuated into like more of a dramatic makeup look or more of a glam. But I'm literally not wearing foundation. I'm wearing a skin tint. This is my makeup with a skin tint, some powder and cream blushes and bronzers. Like, if you take anything from this video, it might cost you $1, but it will also last you a long time, and it's probably incredibly disgusting how long I've had this for. But I don't care. I'm using this until it is finito. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!